ask you, am I talking to Pooja Ramachandran or Shruti Haasan?
I was Pooja Ramachandran, Dr. Ramachandran's daughter.
Looking smashing today,
Thank you.
and
Smashing.
there's also a glow. Are you learning things that you didn't know of?
About my body, yeah. I was like, what?
I read something, you were called Rajalakshmi. Is it true?
I am Rajalakshmi.
Yeah? Is it true?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just not a name that I...
Because nothing remains a secret in the industry, right? So,
Especially when it comes to like proximity and especially when it comes to boys, zero.
I've heard that as a kid you used to visit the Mylapore temple.
And the church. Yeah.
Oh, and the church as
Yeah,
well.
because we lived right by last church.
Right. How are your conversations with your mom, Sarika? Like, are there any life lessons that you've gotten from?
Well, I always admire her resilience. She's a person who's very resilient in life.
Let's talk about Singham 3. Were you excited when you were approached for the project? Since you've worked with Surya sir in Mariva, was anything different or was
it was so different for me.
Yeah, how was it with Ajit? Shruti, I've heard that Ajit has cooked for you, so what was it that he...
So everyone knows about Ajit's biryani and how he cooks for the whole unit and like...
How is it with Pawan Kalyan? He's also another big star that you're working with, Katam
Yes, for
Ride.
me again,
How is that?
working with Pawan Kalyan sir is amazing for me because working on Gabbar Singh was such a pivotal point in my career.
Yeah.
All over India.
Yeah.
You know, and it just suddenly from my life changed overnight with that film.
Rumors that you were dating. Hi Shruti, thanks for being on the show Zoomin With Vrinda.
Yes, finally.
So Hemant and I were like kept talking about what is Shruti gonna wear. I almost picked a pink and then I'm like,
predictable.
Then I'm like, okay, pink's not Shruti's color, so.
Well, it kind of is, but I always end up wearing black.
Yeah, I saw a video on YouTube. I think you were walking a ramp for a designer and she made you wear pink and
I wear color only when I'm paid to wear it. So yeah, invariably, like I'm a creature of habit, so I invariably end up wearing black, but it depends on my mood, I guess.
Yeah, so you're looking smashing today.
Thank you.
And there's also a glow, you know. Is this like something that...
A glow?
From within? Like, is there a change?
I hope so. I mean, I hope it's not skin deep. But I think so. I think I've changed and I think I feel good, to put it simply.
Right, and you've also turned vegan, so...
I have.
Yeah, we've got you the apple cinnamon cake.
Thank you.
So, would you want to have
yes,
it?
Yes, I do.
Yeah?
I mean, it's not very ladylike, but I'm just... Apple, cinnamon or lemon, is it? Yeah. I think I want to do the lemon and fig.
Yeah.
Are we going to like...
Yeah, you can have...
Cool.
Talk.
I'm just going to do it. But I'm going to be ladylike and just taste a bit. You're going to have some as well, right?
So is it... Thank you.
Let me be the judge of this.
Do I open it completely?
No, I'm good. I'm taking this home.
Yeah, that's for you. So is this glow everything to do with the frame of mind you're right now in your life?
I think so. I mean, a lot of things have changed for me. Not the wisest thing to eat cake in an interview, but a lot of things have changed for me, and I feel like I just feel good. I don't know exactly what it is, but I do.
So are you happier than ever before?
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah.
Right.
I am. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just in a good space. And I'm, touch wood, happy for that.
Touch wood, yes.
Yeah.
And this year's been fantastic. You know, you have had a great lineup. Now you have Singham 3 and then you have Katam Raidu. And so, does it feel good that everything's just falling in place so perfectly.
I have to be like my career when it started, it was really shaky, as everyone knows. But ever since then, God has been really kind. The audience have been very supportive and loving, and I've just got some really great parts and some really great films to be a part of, and successful films, which is, I mean, I'm not one to be driven by success, but it's definitely something that has been of great benefit to me. And I've never believed in the whole star thing either, but I have to say I've been extremely fortunate, and I've just had a fantastic career. And now I think it's about different choices and doing different things for me, because I've really just been super commercial, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a phase. And now I think it's about exploring different things as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you're also, like, I also hear that you're balancing out between music and movies. So is it about striking that balance, or would you?
For me, I'm as a human being, I want to express myself in as many ways possible. That is humanly possible by me, and I just feel that I would love to sing more and write more and songwrite more, but I just don't have I've not had the bandwidth in the past to be able to pull it off, and now I definitely want to do that, because for me, I've always said from the beginning it's about being a comprehensive artist, and so I want to definitely give it more time.
Right. So do you see yourself drawn to a particular thing, or you?
I've always said I see myself drawn to two things consistently. One is this inner catharsis, like this inner sort of, it's kind of like an internal dance that happens, which I have to feel artistically, and the other showing off. And when these two meet, it doesn't matter how I'm doing it, and I'm just happy to be doing it.
Right. So let's talk about Singham 3. Were you excited when you were approached for the project?
Well, it was good because it was, for me, the second time I'm working both with Surya sir and Hari sir.
Yeah.
And as everyone knows, the franchise is huge.
Yes.
And it's always, that character of that police officer is connected so much with people.
Right.
And I liked my part. Within a commercial framework, there were layers to it, and I felt that it would be a fun, different aspect.
And you play a journalist in the film.
Yes.
So was it challenging, or was it?
Is it?
Was it easy? Yeah.
Ooh, that was bad. I didn't mean that. No, but it was different. No, it wasn't challenging per se. Emotionally, the character has layers. So she's like, just as she is fun and like kind of bold, I guess, or like doesn't really care, or doesn't. She's like, I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do. On the other side, she is really sensitive, and you see those layers as well.
So you could
that was
see
fun.
your shades.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could feel the way you are in person.
Do I relate to her?
Yeah. Do you relate?
Not really. I think certain things, but then there were certain things I was just like, no. Mostly, I haven't really played a character that's very much like me, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
And you've been shooting for almost 10 months, right? In parts, though, like almost 120 days for the film. So, did you think it was like taxing?
I'm used to it. And Indian films do take forever to make. I think we all know that.
Right.
So compared to films that have taken 2 years, 10 months is nothing. But it was good. And it's split up, so you kind of find a way to balance it.
And since you've worked with Surya sir in Era Mariva, was anything different, or was
it was so different for me. I think it must have been more different for him as well, because I did my first ever Tamil film with him.
Yeah.
And then after all these films, to work with him again, for me, it felt really nostalgic. It did. It felt like, you know, there are certain moments in life where you feel like it's just like a circle has happened. So it felt like that. Yeah.
Right. And you guys shot in Georgia.
Yeah.
You had to travel almost for 8 hours,
but I love seeing a new country.
Right.
And I must say,
Did it feel like an adventure, though?
It always does. I don't think I'm personally very adventurous. I'm like very envious of my friends who can just backpack or travel and be like, I'm just going to go to such and such on my own, or we just decided to, and I'll be like, really? So for me, like, my travel agents are my movies, because I wouldn't think of ever visiting Georgia or like so many places that I've gone to, like through cinema, and you get taken care of, and because of our songs you get to see the most exotic visuals.
Yeah.
I think the one place I remember the most for me, which still stays with me, is Pamukkale in Turkey. It felt like you know, when I was there, I felt like this is what heaven is supposed to look like. Yeah.
Nice. So
Yeah.
that's the perk of being in this profession.
Yes,
probably, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Shruti, you've shot extensively in Vizag for this film, you know.
Yes.
Did you grow fonder for the place? Or
I've been to Vizag for, like, I mean, for my father's film many years ago. I think we spent a summer vacation there, and it's a gorgeous place. And it's a small place, but it's gorgeous. And the people are really warm and welcoming. Yeah. So it was, and the food was incredible. And the beaches are beautiful. Yeah.
So the adulation from the crowd, is it too much to handle, or is it
I've
fine?
worked to be loved. So when I get it, it just makes me feel very grateful.
Right. So is there one experience that you cherish from Singham, the experience working for Singham?
I think for me it was just the whole thing of, you know, it's always wonderful to work with people again, because that reiterates, you know, the bonds that we build
Right.
in making movies,
Right.
through making films.
Right.
So that was really nice.
Right. So let's talk about your life. You've been spending a lot of your time these days in London, and
Yes.
you're undergoing movement coaching.
Yes.
That sounds
Well, just expanding my horizons.
right.
And yeah, I mean, I think sometimes you kind of tend to get stuck in a rut and just go, and then you're like, okay, I've achieved a fair deal and I'm good and people like what I do, so I'm just going to keep on doing this.
Right.
But that's never been my thing. So when I had the opportunity to train and improve and grow, I was really happy that I could, you know. And as most people know, I think two years ago or even a year ago, I had no life except just set, aeroplane, house, not even house, hotel actually. And I worked like 350 days out of the 365 days in the year.
Yeah.
And I didn't really feel very good about it. I felt good and touch wood, and you know, like I had so much work, and thankful to God because I've always wanted to be busy. But then as a person, I really had to step back and see what is the output? What am I giving out, and how effective is that? And internally, what am I feeling, and what is the journey inside? And I wasn't really, you know, it wasn't making me feel great. So I took some time away, and I discovered that I absolutely love London. I'd been there like way before, and I was always like, oh my God, I love LA. And this time when I've grown up a bit and been back to LA, I mean, I have lots of friends there, so they'll feel bad, but I didn't vibe as much.
Yeah.
Plus, we have like 24-hour sunshine in India, so I was just like, I love the cold, damp positivity of London.
Right.
Yeah.
So all that that was the decision, you know,
Well,
for striking a
everyone
balance.
feels I'm different now, and I think it has a lot to do with just, you know, taking that second.
Right. So movement coaching sounds very interesting. Do you want to
Well,
talk
I'm training
more?
with someone wonderful called Liana, and if anyone ever has a chance and wants to improve themselves physically as an actor, anyone should go to her. She's fantastic, and she's a gorgeous person as well. So I think meeting her was great, because for me also, just leaving this whole thing of Shruti aside and training with somebody who genuinely loves teaching, number one, and who is so fantastic in improving someone's physicality and understanding of who they are as an actor, for me was just mind-altering experience in terms of just opening up and moving away from the daily routine of what we do here.
Right.
And so it was amazing.
So are you learning things that you didn't know of?
About my body, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what? No, but on a serious note, yeah, absolutely. It completely opened me up. And then from there, exploring and reading up more and learning more, and meeting people because of it that were more into that way of life and thinking,
Yeah.
which is so different from what we do here, was just amazing for me.
Yeah, so of late a lot of Indian actors, Deepika, Priyanka, Nimrat, are doing Hollywood films and TV series.
I
So
especially
this-
like what Nimrat has
yeah.
done, especially like what she's done. And of course, I've always been a big fan
Yeah.
of Priyanka. And more than anything, I've just loved her determination to like, she sets a goal and goes for it. But I don't really know what my course of action is, or I think even in Indian cinema, be it as a musician, I've kind of just done my own thing, and there's a lot of people who've been like, what is she doing? And then later on it becomes, oh, but only Shruti could have done something like this. So it's like, it's kind of like a toss up, you know, it's like equal, but for me it's just about, I think especially now it's more about really just marching to my own drum.
Yeah. So you don't see it leading to TV or
I
Hollywood
do.
films?
I mean, of course I do.
You do.
I do. I'd love to. But it's not like it's an agenda because such and such person is doing a such and such thing. I've never been that way. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to start doing it now. Yeah.
Even theatre, I heard it's really tough doing
We've
theatre
never
there.
done, I mean, most of us actors here have never done theatre. So that's something that intrigues me. I mean, there are theatre actors in India and you can see the difference. I'm sure you can. So I would love to explore theatre as well. Yes.
Right. So you're moving to London and collaborating with Dinosaur Pile-Up and focusing a lot more on music. So was it all conscious? Like,
No.
Was
It just happened like every other good thing in my life. Yeah.
to do stuff that music doesn't and vice versa. So what is it that you've been looking to express through music?
I have a lot of music that's written that I've never shared, and for me it's just so personal, and it's so connected to who I am as a person that I almost feel protective of it. And if I were to put it out, and I mean of course I put out music and stuff which people have heard of, my collaborations, but there's those some little bits that I want to do the right way. And what do I really want to say? I think I really just want to be honest. Like, I don't know if it's as a woman or as a this, or I don't know. It's just whatever I feel like. I think music is like my public personal diary of emotions.
Right. So do you feel more complete when you write and sing?
Yes, I do. Because there is a greater sense of control over what you're creating.
Right.
Having said that, acting has taught my mind to think and function in a completely different way, which has altered my writing and my performance as a vocalist. I am able to connect to the emotional quotient of my vocal performance much better since I've been acting.
Right.
Yeah.
So you recently put out a video, Bitch, which went viral and everybody's been talking about it. Did you get the kind of comments that you expected from it, or?
I got a lot more nice. I thought I'm just going to get the usual cowardly haters going, what is this? They were there, of course, relentless as they are, bless them. But I got so much love and support, especially from my peers in the industry and people I really look up to and admire. So I was like, wow, maybe I should just say what I want more often. So it was amazing. Right. And of course, the consistent haters are there. I love my haters. I do. Because it reminds me that I'm doing something right. It's a cliche thing, but it is.
So where did that idea come up from, Bitch?
From being called it very often. Or I just realized that it was just more of a metaphor. I don't really mean that word. I mean, in terms of what I was writing, it was about, especially as I've grown older, and I think any girl, woman will relate to this, you just don't have time for BS anymore after a point. And you start getting more and more confident of who you are. And that doesn't mean flipping people off or telling them, excuse me, but I'm, no, it's actually saying nothing. And it's hearing it constantly, but saying, no, this is my path, this is my agenda. And that's what it really is about.
Right.
Yeah.
So last time I met you, you said you shot it at your place. Right?
Yes, it is my home.
And the pink wall, and you have graffiti and those frames at home. Do you like it? Do you like your living space?
I do.
It's
It's very personal and it's very me. I don't know how much longer I'll be in that phase, but that apartment of mine, my home, is very much a phase of my life, and when I look at it, I like it because it reminds me of a phase. Having said that, I've also had like a completely goth black and red apartment. I can't believe how I lived with black ceilings, but I love being honest to everything around me, like my feelings, and that makes me a painful person sometimes, but even to myself mostly. But like I like my life to reflect in everything I do, in my choices, in my clothes, in my walls, in my movies, in my more in my movies hopefully in the future, because that's the only place I feel we're so especially attuned to what people expect to see, but I like for it to just be out there. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about your childhood. I read something, some article where it said you were called Rajalakshmi. Is it true?
I am Rajalakshmi.
Yeah, is it true?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just not a name that I use very often or like people know about, but it's a name I'm very proud of because it's my grandmother's name, and I never had the good fortune of meeting her, but especially from Papa, because he is like such a big mama's boy even now, which is beautiful, and the rest of our family, they just speak of her and with such high regard and love, and I just think it's incredible that I got that name, which
it's
is
the
so
Tambram
meaningful.
thing, no? You get it from the grandmother.
Is it the Tambram thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it was a love thing in our family.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
your grandmother was called Rajalakshmi, that's
Yes.
what you said, right? Yeah, so I thought...
I don't think it always, I don't think that's,
Okay.
because my dad's not your typical Tambram, as you're very well aware.
Right.
I think it was just out of love and affection, my grandfather and my dad. Yeah.
Right. It's almost like your dad foresaw your interest in music and called you Shruti, right? So did you ever discuss of this?
Actually, there's many stories to my name, but I'm going to go with that one because it's great that I am called Shruti. I mean, touch wood, I think that was definitely a part of my destiny.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you remember how music happened to you in childhood, or
I don't remember the day. What I can tell you, I realized it has been in my life either by hearing or me wanting to sing. Music has been as significant a part of my life as breathing or food has been.
Yeah.
I can't remember a time where there hasn't been music in my life.
Right. So have you taken classes while you were a child and
No,
then nothing?
I started training much later compared to people who train since they're like 8 or 9. I've been singing since I was 5 or 6, but trained in Indian Hindustani classical when I was 14,
Right.
which was pretty late. Yeah.
Right. So from Carnatic to blues, rock and
No,
roll.
Hindustani.
No, I'm just saying for every phase your music has changed, right? From Carnatic, blues, rock and roll. What is the phase now? What are you listening to?
Oh no, I listen to everything. I listen to everything because that's I think a duty.
What defines you today?
What defines me today? Nothing. I think that's a good place to be at. Yes, I'm an actor. Yes, I'm a musician. Yes, I'm Shruti. Yes, I'm Indian. Yes, I'm sitting here in Hyderabad right now. But really nothing. I don't know, and I'm allowing myself.
Still listen to Adele and
everything.
Yeah.
My choices definitely don't define me. I mean, I'm just all over the place, and I like it.
Right. So a lot of people have said that you're very intense as a person, and that
have they?
Yeah, and that emotion is there in your songs as well. So did you?
Who told you I'm intense? Oh no, actually they do. I think the music is the part where it comes out most.
Right.
Comes out most, and it comes out most in certain scenes,
right.
especially
so what do you
melancholy.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you dwell into when it comes to writing lyrics or
feeling really
penning
bad
down?
about myself? No, I go to that place that's uncomfortable and write from there. Yeah, because it's literally. I mean, it's a bad example, but. Do you know when you're a teenager and you write in your personal diary, you write things that you can't really, you don't have the courage to say, or you don't have the courage to go tell that boy you have a crush on him, or you don't have the courage to tell your friends your parents are having problems and you can't deal with it, or you don't have the courage to say you don't like the way you look, or so many things. And that, for me, that personal diary is my music.
Yeah.
And I have courage only there,
Right.
which is undeniable.
Right.
It's my truest, most honest places when I write, and I'm willing to just go there, which is why it's so important in my life to me.
So your songs won't always be about I will rise up. It could always
No.
it could be also.
I know that's the kind of sense people get.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of the times it's about staying down there and feeling it, and a lot of the time it's hopeful and it's about feeling light, which is quite rare. But not that I'm not like that. I just find it really difficult to write about I'm so happy. No, it's just not in my zone.
Yeah. Shruti, let's talk about your life. You've had your shares of ups and downs in your career and personal life as well. So is movies and music the factor that holds you from dealing with all the other thing around you?
I think for me, movies, it's the best job, and it's given me so much. Again, music, I don't know, I wouldn't even call it a job. I'm just really blessed to be an artist who can express themselves to myself through different mediums.
Yeah.
And it holds me together in the sense that, yes, I'm very
Build the
blessed.
storm, yeah.
But I've never used my work as a crutch to avoid or deal with things. Those things will have to be dealt with. You can't shove it under the rug of work.
Right. It's not a safe haven.
No. And sooner or later, we are performers, and even if you're the world's best actor, if you don't deal with your internal processes, it's going to hamper your creative output and your expression. So I'm a bit careful about that. So I allow myself to first deal with it internally, and I don't mix the two. I don't use this as a means. This money, this fame, these movies, this success, this artistic freedom, none of this is really going to help me deal with a good or a bad situation. That's still Shruti, which is separate of these exterior factors.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've had your share of relationships and
What? No.
Yeah. So also like people talk about it.
Yeah.
Does it feel intrusive at any point? Does it?
I don't really care about it. People talk about it. Of course they do. And I've had relationships.
Because nothing remains a secret in the industry, right? So.
I don't know. I've been pretty private, actually. Fortunately, I'm one of those people whose lives have been private. My life has pretty much been under speculation, which is good. I've never spoken about my personal life. I've never spoken about a particular person. And I'm not going to till the day I marry someone, if I marry someone.
If you marry, is it?
I think it might happen. Yeah, depends.
Okay, I saw that you're very fond of kids, and I met you the last time at Westin. You know, you playful.
That kid was really cute. Yeah.
Are you someone who loves kids?
I love kids, and I've always said this. Sometimes I can't even imagine, like, and then when I said this, people were like, "What do you mean?" But here's the thing: I immediately see my children. Sometimes I don't even see the husband or the marriage, or which is bad because I really want all of that as well. But I see kids. I want to have kids. Kids are so important to me. I think they're beautiful, and they will be my greatest creation. Yeah.
Shruti, not many people actually understand what a woman goes through mentally and physically, and they just want the actors to give her 100% while on sets, right? Right. So, did you really figure out why they don't really care about any of it?
Well, you just have to soldier through, that's the thing, because there are times I felt there's a certain level of insensitivity, and I'm just going to say this in this interview because nobody really addresses it, especially that time of the month. And I really wish men had to go through that. But other than that, I think we generally as Indians kind of are like, chalo, work through. We have this ability to power through things, which I've not really seen outside of India that much. So in a way it's great because we're like seriously hard workers, and in another way it's not, because it reduces the productivity and the quality of the output. That's what I feel.
Right. So there are times when they say, Shruti, you put on, Shruti, you lost weight and all that. How do you deal with all that chaos?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a girl and it makes me feel very insecure at times, and I'm like, oh my god, do I need to get rid of this bit or that bit? And then there are some days I'm like, you know what, I'm a natural woman with issues that any woman at my age will go through, changes in her body, in her eating or in her thing. It's about being as healthy as you can, but after a point I'm learning to not listen that much, because ultimately they'll watch it for 2 hours, that movie, they'll see the magazine or that picture for 5 minutes, but it's my body and I have to live in it. So I'm learning now to really just not care and to genuinely just be okay with it, because the pressure, fortunately I have good genes, but I remember earlier on in my career I was really not enjoying myself. I wasn't eating anything I liked. I never had cheat days. I was working out like a maniac. That's how I looked the way I did in Luck, but that's not natural, that's not sustainable in your life. And then suddenly become, oh, you've become fat, and then, oh, now you're too skinny, and it's always going to happen. It's monkey balance, it's never going to be good. So, and especially, I didn't come here to be the ideal picture perfect face. I want my inner core as an artist to make an impact, even if I'm 200 kilos. That's what I want.
Right.
Yeah.
Shruti, I'm told that you're someone who believes in energy, and has that habit, like, did you develop that habit recently, and do you feel whenever you meet people that, okay,
I'm a vibes person. Yeah. And if I get bad juju off of someone, then it's just, I like.
So it does help in tricky situations, like when you meet someone.
Yeah, but you know the funny thing is, and I always laugh about this with my friends, is from far away somebody else's life, I'm so intuitive and I just know everything. Listen, this is going to happen, and don't know, and listen, or like distance, but especially when it comes to like proximity, and especially when it comes to boys, zero. No intuition, and I have no good bad juju radar, and then I'm like, how did I not see that? So no, I don't know. I mean, that's the one department in which it fails miserably.
So it's not just energy, it's also intuition, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think I remember some of the most important decisions in my career have just been made from that place, and people are like, why? And I'm like, no, I just know, you know. And I think that's God's blessing as well. My faith in God has pulled me through.
Yeah, you're a staunch believer in God as well. So
yes, I'm quite, yes, I am quite religious, and I feel that it's something that has pulled me through and taken me into the light and into a goodness in my life that I didn't have before I was firm in my belief.
Right.
And I don't mean religion in that sense. I'm religious because it gives me a focus, and it gives me, I don't meditate, I'm a scatterbrain. I have 500 thoughts an hour. Like, it doesn't, like, nothing really is organized in my head except my faith in God, and that kind of centers me. Yeah.
Right. So I've heard that as a kid you used to visit the Mylapore temple
and the church.
Yeah. Oh, and the church as
yeah, because we lived right by Last Church,
right,
which is gorgeous, and right by the temple.
Right.
So I used to sneak there because my mom's spiritual, but my dad's an atheist. So while most kids were sneaking off with boys, I was sneaking off to temples.
Okay. Shruti, I heard that, okay, actually I should ask you, am I talking to Pooja Ramchandran or Shruti Hassan? I believe you'd given an imaginary name to yourself. So
yeah, I was Pooja Ramachandran,
right.
Dr. Ramachandran's daughter. I'm very proud of my father and like being a Hassan and everything, but growing up some days it was just like, you know, so like the questions and the, what does your daddy do? And like, you know, generally people will treat you slightly differently, and so I just came up with this name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds crazy. Yeah, so
I've never been one to live off of the perks of my father's achievements.
Yeah.
I've never been one to live off of the perks of my name either. And I'm really proud of the fact that with my father and my mother's blessings, I've made a name for myself, and that's always what I wanted to do. So I don't need to be Pooja Ramachandran anymore.
Right.
Yeah, but I can be my own Shruti, which is good.
Yeah. I also heard that you had an imaginary friend and then your parents freaked out.
Yes, I did. It was the Air India Maharaj. He was my imaginary friend. Because he's the cutest. And I would always imagine him like this and like just being super friendly. Because he's, so now, even now when I see him, I'm very nostalgic about him. So yes, I had like an overactive imagination as a child. I was always making up stories, and the Air India Maharaj was, he is cute, come on. Don't you see him in the airport?
Yes.
I still go, oh, he's so cute. Yeah, so he was my imaginary friend. But he was asked very politely by my mum. My mum was like, he needs to leave now and you need to have real friends. Yeah.
Like you said, people usually call you Kamal Hassan's daughter and Shruti next, at least in Tamil cinema.
Yeah.
But do you feel...
Well, now it's changed completely.
Right.
Yeah.
But do you feel differently, judged differently in the other states?
No. See, it's always going to be there, and I'm so proud of what my father is and who he is and what he's achieved. I never want that to leave, but people have always said, how did you come out of your shadow? I've never looked at his shadow. I've never been in his shadow. To me, he's light. He is that light and that brightness artistically.
Right.
And I am my own light, so I've never felt that shadow, and I've never been brought up by my mom or my dad to feel like, beta, you have to achieve this, or you have to do this, or you have to do it this way. It's never been like that.
Right.
And today people know me as Shruti, and I do my own thing, and I'm answerable to myself.
Right.
Yeah.
So everything that you do, including that GQ shoot, was eye-popping, right? So do you think that everybody actually
Appreciates
it?
No. But it's my body and I can do what I want with it. And it's my life and I can do what I want with it. And I think that's a freedom anybody should have. And that's the way I've been brought up. There's anything that you can look at in my career that's offensive. And those who take offense are more than free not to look at it.
Right. So how has your relation with your dad evolved over the years? I see that both of you are so strong-headed and opinionated about everything, so I'm sure. How are the discussions like?
Well, some days that's not a good thing, is it, when you have like two bulls in the china shop? But, no, he is one of the probably the most important person in my life who's like shaped who I am as a person, artistically and personally. And I look up to him, and I look up to his achievements a lot. And I also think as a dad, he's a lot of fun. Whenever I'm around him, it's a lot of jokes and it's a lot of fun. And we can talk about anything, which is what I love about our relationship.
Right. And you're also teaming up with him with Sabash Naidu.
Yes.
So how is that coming along?
I have to be honest, that was not the easiest of experiences. But he's perfect at his job, really, like in terms of, and I'm working under his direction as well. He is so great at telling you what he needs from you as an actor. And it was so easy. First I thought it's because, it's because he's my dad and I know him, so of course that also helps. But he really is just so like steeped deep into his craft. So it was just amazing.
So did you always think of working with him at some point?
No.
No, you didn't?
No. It was a daunting idea. I've worked with him as a composer.
Right.
Scored for his film, and that itself was, the stakes were high and his expectations. He's very particular about, there's no slight tinkering later. No. He's very, very particular. So that was daunting, and then it's to share screen space and do it in 3 different languages.
Yeah.
And have him act, produce and direct and write, like it was a lot on all of us. Yeah. And so it was quite a different experience.
Yeah, but you must be proud, right? He's able to handle everything.
Oh yeah, he's such a fighter in all sense of the word. I don't think anyone or anything or anyone's opinions or ideas of him ever even touch him. he's here to create and he'll just do that, which is great.
You're also very protective about your sister Akshara,
Yes.
but you don't get to spend too much time. How is that relation?
Well, because she's busy and I'm so happy she's doing so well. She is such a talented girl, and I really love what she's doing with her life, and she's figuring her own way out in ways that are good for her and suit her. And she's always been like that. Her path, again, has been something that she has chosen for herself. So I'm really proud of her.
How are your conversations with your mom, Sarika? Like, are there any life lessons that you've gotten from
Well, I always admire her resilience. She's a person who's very resilient in life. Again, both my parents, very different, but very similar in the sense that they tread their own path and they do their own thing. So as a woman, she's achieved a lot and she's a very determined person. Yeah.
Right. So this is a very customary question that everybody almost asks you. How was it working with Ajit? And
okay.
So
God, I was ready. Yeah.
Yeah. How was it with Ajit? And
I just really enjoyed working with Ajit sir. I always say this, he's truly a gentleman, truly. And it was fantastic working with him. The warmth and the positivity he spreads on a movie set is just amazing.
Yeah, you worked with him now. Akshara is also.
Yes.
So are you?
So I'm really happy that our first Tamil film is with Ajit sir. I mean, he's just fantastic, and I know she'll be treated with so much care and kindness.
You're kicked about it.
Yes.
Okay. Shruti, I've heard that Ajit has cooked for you. So what was it that he?
So everyone knows about Ajit sir's biryani and how he cooks for the whole unit, and it was so amazing because that time I was on a diet and I was eating a lot of healthy fish and stuff, and he made me the most delicious steamed fish, like from scratch, with asked me what masala do you like and made it and sent it over personally at lunch break. I mean, it was so sweet of him and it was delicious. Yeah. Because, it's not like this big star is cooking and it's not that good. It was delicious.
Nice. Yeah, I think Trisha said this as well when I interviewed her, that he cooks really well.
He cooks really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how is it with Pawan Kalyan? He's also another big star that you're working with, Katam
Yes,
Rider.
for me again,
how is that?
working with Pawan Kalyan sir is amazing for me because working on Gabbar Singh was such a pivotal point in my career.
Yeah.
All over India.
Yeah.
And it just suddenly from Shruti it became,
it changed,
overnight. My life changed overnight with that film. And to be very honest, before that film, everyone was a bit shaky because they were like, should we, not? And for a star of his level to say no, we'll go ahead. Of course, the director, I'm also so thankful to him for saying no, we want Shruti. He could have very well said, well, I'm not sure, and people would listen to him. Yeah. But he didn't, and that changed my career and my life. So I'm ever really grateful for that. And again, another very unique person who has his own ideas and way of living and approaching life, which I definitely respect very much.
Yeah. So how did you deal with that phase in your life when career was not going so fine with
Not fine at all.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened was I had 3 huge debuts. They were scale-wise as well. It was in Telugu, it was this first Disney film, and then the lavishness of that fantasy, and then Luck was again a huge thing, and then Yedamari was huge. But something just wasn't clicking. Luck, of course, absolutely didn't click, but people are like, but something wasn't clicking.
Yeah.
And it was very disheartening because people just started to say crazy stuff like, maybe she's unlucky, as if I'm a chandelier that doesn't belong in the living room or something.
Yeah.
And I was just very, very nervous, and it was very difficult for me. And I think I was like, I have to get back into music full time now, yes, and because this really isn't going to work out. I was very scary, and then boom, it just changed.
Yeah, golden leg then.
Yeah, and golden leg, and suddenly it's overnight.
Yeah,
I became a good actor, and overnight everything, and I was like, but I'm so thankful, seriously. Yeah.
So how's Katam Raidu coming up?
Good,
How is
and
it going?
it's obviously everyone knows it's a remake, but it's got its own treatment, and I'm just really happy to be working with Pawan Kalyan again.
Right. So you've also worked with Mahesh Babu.
Yes.
And Akshay Kumar in North and
Yes.
Bollywood.
Yes.
How different are each of these superstars?
Oh no. I mean, it's just like people say, is it different in Bombay? Is it different in Tamil? Is it different in Telugu? It's the personality, right? So even the units like are different from place to place, not geographically, but more so because of the vibe and the energy of the people. Again, none of these actors have been similar, and all of them have been, a different experience working with them. Yeah.
You recently worked on an ad shoot with Ranbir Kapoor,
Yes.
and then there's suddenly rumors that you were dating. Did it come as a surprise for you?
Yes, it was hilarious. It was one of the weirdest things that's happened. I was like, what? And I was sitting in London, and I was just like in the park or something, and I read this, and I was like, what is this? It was so random. Yeah. It was lovely working with him, even though it was just a commercial. He's so talented, but no, I literally don't, I don't even know him, so it was just so random. Yeah.
Shruti, of late you're focusing one film at a time. So what is it that you're focusing on right now?
Right now I'm starting my project in Hindi, Behno Ki Teri, which I'm really excited about because it's a fun character, something very different from most of the stuff that I normally do. And I
with
think
Rajkumar Rao.
Yes, with Rajkumar Rao. And mostly with Hindi, I've been super selective in terms of, it's just I've never had that crazy Hindi panya, no, I haven't. I'm very thankful for all the kind of, I love my films like D-Day and stuff. They've been very special to me. Yeah.
So you want to move from that commercial space? And
I think commercial films are important.
Straddle other.
Of course. I think commercial films are important in if you want to look at a career blueprint or something. But so those are always there, and I'm not against it, but I definitely want to do stuff that is more meaningful.
Right.
Yeah.
So are we going to see more of you in Tamil and Telugu?
It depends on the
and
project. I'm not I can't.
projects?
Yeah, I can't. I mean, it could be Chinese. I mean, I really don't know. It depends. I'm open now. Yeah.
Right. So how your collaboration with Dinosaur Pile Up? Are you planning to go back and see?
Yeah, definitely. It's been amazing working with them, and right now
are you going to perform with them sometime here?
I mean, I don't know as of now, but definitely it's been amazing working with them. They're all so talented, and yeah, as and when we have something ready, we will tell you.
Great. Such a pleasure talking to you, Shruti.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for all your time.
Thank you. My pleasure.
I've been waiting for this forever. So it feels
Done.
great. Thank you.
Awesome. Hi, I'm Shruti Haasan, and you're watching me on iDream Media.